appears on the air on WROI is the first federal program. Hosts may have changed, but the program is still the same. Now continuing a long-standing tradition, streaming on the First Federal Facebook page and on WROI. It's time for the First Federal Program.
7:31 here this morning, 48 degrees. It is time for the First Federal Program as we welcome Tanner Lee to the show. Good morning, Tanner.
Morning, Randy. How we doing?
Doing great now that the little storm passed
wet
through.
out there.
A little wet. Came down in a hurry, but I think it's done for now at least.
Yeah.
So.
Hopefully everybody that was out had their umbrella.
Yeah.
I didn't.
You know, I'm not even sure an umbrella would have helped because the wind was blowing pretty good.
Yeah.
You might have been Mary Poppins.
Yeah. Might have snapped.
That might have.
But, no, doing well. We got an exciting show this morning.
Yeah,
we got two guests.
We're doubled up today.
We have Janet Showley, who's going to be talking about the Comedy Fundraiser going on at the Times Theater next week for the Fulton County Animal Adoption and Education Center. And we got Lee Cutting, head pro out at the Round Barn Golf Club at Mill Creek.
Yeah,
So,
great combination there.
yes. So we'll jump.
Animals and golf.
Because my golf game is a comedy, so it works out well.
But we'll jump right into it. Good morning, Janet.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining me this morning. So I see, that the Fulton County Animal Adoption Education Center has a comedy fundraiser going on at the Times Theater next Friday. Can
Yeah.
you tell me a little more about that?
Sure. Yeah, we're doing something a little bit different this year. We've never hosted a comedian before, and really, I don't think many comedians have been to Rochester at all.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah. So I think it's really cool. He's a national touring comedian. And he's made this is kind of a new thing for him where he's touring the country doing comedy shows and it benefits animal shelters.
That's great.
Awesome.
So he actually used to be a cruelty investigator. So he kind of has a background in animal welfare.
Okay.
And I think his shows are kind of, yes, he talks about animals, but there's a little bit for everybody. So it's not just animal jokes.
All ages welcome as well.
I think there's
maybe,
a 16 and over, there's a little bit of adult content.
All right.
So it should be a good time. The bar will be open,
Okay.
which will make things funnier.
always good there.
Yeah. And we have tickets are $20 for one, and there are some good deals if you buy 6 or more. There's a VIP deck if you've been to the Times Theater. That's really nice, elevated. We have some front row seats. We'll have a couple silent auction items, and depending on weather, we might have some surprise animal guests in the beginning of the show.
Sounds fun.
Yes.
People get tickets at the door. Can you get them ahead of time?
We do prefer if you hop on our Facebook event page and buy them in advance, so we kind of know how many people are coming. That would be great, but yes, you can buy them at the door too.
And what is the comedian's name?
Oh, Clay Foley. Foley.
Okay.
So yeah, he's got his own personal Facebook page. You can read about him and his work. But he's a cool guy. Actually, there was a recent article on the Sentinel yesterday. So if anybody wants to read that, it kind of tells more about his background and what he does.
At what time do the doors open to the theater next Friday?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
And then the show will start at 7:30. He does have an opening act too. I think his name's Larry Smith. So he said good things about him too.
What made you decide to think about doing something different in a comedy?
He actually, I guess he's sending emails to shelters and reaching out himself. So I got an email. I was like, is this legit? You sometimes get those emails that are like,
Sure.
is this real? So I did some background research, and yeah, he's legit.
Great.
He's very cool. He's doing tours all over the country. So I thought it'd be cool to bring a national touring comedian to Rochester.
And what better place than the Times Theater?
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's a very cool
Great.
venue.
So once again, that's at the Times Theater next Friday, April 4th. Doors open at 7 o'clock. And all benefits go to the Fulton County Animal Adoption and Education Center. Anything else you want to plug about the event?
We would just love to show him some Rochester hospitality. Let's pack the Times Theater and make it a really fun event.
Well, good luck, and it sounds like it's going to be a great time.
All right. Thanks
Janet,
for
before we
having
let you
me.
go real quick, I know too there's always a need and there's always a need for items and there's a need for adoption. Can you give us an update on how things are going there?
We're doing really well on cat adoptions and intakes. Dogs, it's just a national trend. I think it's kind of hard to afford dogs right now, so we do have a lot of dogs in the shelter. So we definitely need some great homes for our dogs.
How about items? I know you get a lot of great items donated to you, dropped off. How are things there?
Yeah, we can always use more items. Cat litter, we can take any kind, any brand. We have a wish list at the shelter right on the desk that you can pick up. We also have our whole wish list on our website.
Perfect. All right. Well, good luck.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you. some great comedy coming.
Yeah,
Sounds like a fun time.
It'll be an exciting event.
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on.
It's awesome.
Go get some laughs and support a great cause. Support the animals. All right, Randy, I brought some trivia with me.
I knew you would. I knew you
Always
would.
do. You've
I
been on a roll
I got
lately.
2 in a row.
Been on a roll.
As long as you leave it basketball, I might have a chance.
I did leave a basketball
Okay.
this
All
week,
right.
and I'm sorry for everybody that's not a
I
basketball
figured you'd
fan.
bring some golf since Lee's here today.
I thought about that too. I mean, maybe our words of wisdom's golf.
Okay, there we go.
So, but one more basketball trivia before, because the next time we're on, March Madness will be over.
Yeah,
So we're not having a show
We're off
next Friday
week,
morning. Which of these schools has the most Elite Eight appearances?
Oh, now you're getting narrowing it down.
UCLA, Kentucky, Duke, or Michigan State?
Ooh.
All of them have been to quite a few.
I mean, you could have thrown one in there that would,
Yeah.
not really.
There's one of these 4 that has their amounts quite less than the others, but still decent amount.
So my, okay, well, I'm going to think about that one
Yeah.
a while. I'm glad you get to the end of the show.
Yep. So, but talking sports, a lot of basketball still going on, locally and nationally on a local scale. Congratulations to Manchester Squires making the state championship.
First time in school history for basketball, so Coach Eli Henson down there.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll probably get down there today and enjoy the weekend, but good luck to them taking on University.
Yep. The Trailblazers.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. Manchester's favored by everything that I've seen on John Harold and everything, so good luck to the Squires.
And got the Fishers Tigers, who's coach Garrett Weininger, was a classmate of mine in the 2010 graduating class from Rochester High School. They're trying to go back to back, go undefeated.
They're predicted to as well.
They're playing the Jeffersonville Red Devils.
Yeah.
So.
Red Devils hadn't been there since '93, and their current coach, played on that '93 team. So
keep him around.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hearing.
Jeffersonville will probably hang on to him for a while. Yeah, good luck to them too. And gotta give a shout out to McConaughey. Last Saturday ran into a buzzsaw in St. Joe, and normally you score 84 points in a high school basketball game, you don't think you're going to lose by 30.
No.
But yeah, 115-84 the final there. So
in regulation.
In regulation,
that's wild.
No overtime.
That's wild.
But Josiah Ball finished with like 35 points, 39 points. Great career for him.
Sure.
So congratulations to McConaughey.
Yep. Good sports year so far
TRC,
for them, and I know they got spring ahead. But
TRC was represented well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Manchester finishing it off this weekend, hopefully.
Well, I think I saw this. I think Val's when I posted it. I'm surprised how many current coaches in the TRC have been to the state.
Oh yeah.
Pretty surprising.
Yeah. Not as many have won it, but they've been.
But they've been there,
so,
which is an accomplishment within itself.
That's huge. And
yeah.
So you can catch that Manchester game here on WROI as well. We'll have the 1 and 2A games coming up tomorrow morning.
Great. But the city of Indianapolis, it's basketball heaven this weekend.
If you don't like basketball, do not go to Indianapolis.
It's going to be a madhouse around the city.
Yeah.
Especially tonight, the Sweet 16 round, regional round. You got Kentucky versus Tennessee, then Purdue versus Houston. Kind of feel bad for Houston in a way. They're the 1 seed, and they're coming where there's 3 fan bases are just going to be packing that place. They're not going to have too many fans. So, but it'll be interesting. Tennessee and Kentucky are the first game, then Purdue and Houston. Tip time's supposed to be at 10:09. But
what's the over/under? About 10:30.
Yeah, I'm guessing 10:30. Yeah, or if it goes into overtime, like the Texas Tech Arkansas game did last night, it'll be stretched even further along. So I might have to take a nap after work before the game.
I don't feel sorry for those Purdue fans.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
You're there, so that's
better than the opposite.
Yes.
So. One of 3 Big Ten teams remaining. Maryland went down to Florida yesterday, which I won't be shocked if we hear the news that their head coach becomes Villanova's head coach today.
Oh, really? Okay.
A lot of rumors swirling around, so it wouldn't shock me at all.
Lot this time of year.
A lot of dominoes falling all over the place. Michigan State plays Mississippi tonight, and Michigan plays Auburn, so a lot of Big Ten teams in action.
Yeah, could be interesting with Michigan and Michigan State.
Yeah, they could meet up in the Elite Eight. Michigan State, I believe, is favored over Mississippi. Now, Michigan's a pretty heavy under. Actually, they're more of an underdog by 1 point than Purdue is the Houston.
Okay.
But I think it's 8.5 and 9.5, if I'm not mistaken. Duke took care of Arizona last night after having a scare for one half. Alabama crushed BYU. They just shot 3 after 3 after 3. Florida took care of Maryland, like I said. Then Texas Tech came back from 13 down with 4.5 minutes left to force overtime and then beat Arkansas.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, interesting.
it's a pretty chalky tournament this year, but some people say it makes for better games, but we've seen a lot of blowouts. So.
Yeah, there have been some blowouts. We talked last week about the parity between the teams now, just with the NIL, the transfer portal. I don't know if you're going to see those major upsets.
Probably not as many, and I still wonder if the last COVID year has the impact this year. I think that's also
this will
something.
be the last year for that.
Yeah,
so it'll be interesting.
It will.
Fun time though.
It will. So Sweet 16 ends tonight, and Elite 8 games Saturday, Sunday. Then the Final Four will be set for next weekend in San Antonio.
Crazy time.
Yeah, it's flying by. In baseball started yesterday, opening day.
Yes, Todd's favorite day.
So I know a lot of people that say it's their favorite day. So it is kind of fun to see who hits the first home run of the season, or hits the first home run for each team.
Cubs are already under 500, so it doesn't
matter.
No surprise there.
Rip the Band-Aid off right away.
Yeah, just get started right away. Go Guardians, yeah.
I brought some tidbits with me this morning on this day, 1924, WGN-AM in Chicago began radio transmissions.
Wow.
Of course, radio, then
Yeah,
TV later on.
Kept growing.
Yep, pretty well known around the country. On this day in 1963, the AFL's New York Titans became the New York Jets. And on this day in 1972, Wilt Chamberlain played his last professional basketball game.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. Those are the only 3 I got this week. Kind of short list. I try to keep it positive.
That's right. There you go.
But I got some days. Today's International Women in Music Day, National Black Forest Cake Day. I'll be honest, I'd never heard of that.
No.
Yes.
Can't say I have either.
Wear a Hat Day, National Hot Tub Day, Respect Your Cat Day. Randy, you're talking about your cats.
Yeah, cat don't like weather. Doesn't like the thunder.
National Something on a Stick Day.
Interesting.
Usually that refers to food, or some kind
right.
of kebab or something. And eat an Eskimo Pie Day.
Oh, okay.
Nice little treat there.
Yeah.
So.
Some interesting ones today.
Yeah, always. Well, the banquet opens today from 8:30 to 5, and tomorrow from 8:30 to noon. We'd love to see you at any of our 6 Northern Indiana locations. And if you can't make it in to see us, no worries. You can always bank with us online and with our mobile app, which is free to download no matter if you have an Android or iPhone. Just go to the App Store or Google Play Store, type in First Federal Savings Bank, First Federal Rochester, FFSB. There's a whole combination that you can type in a pop-up, look for the white star and green background. You're halfway there. And if you need some cash, if you're traveling down, maybe you're going to the state tournament or the NCAA tournament this weekend, and you're in an area which we don't have an ATM at, no worries, we're part of the MoneyPass network. So all you gotta do is go to moneypass.com, type in the zip code or the area you're in, and it'll pop up with a whole list of ATMs you can use and not get charged a surcharge fee.
I may take advantage of that.
Yeah, you might want to.
Yeah.
On your vacation.
I'm going to have to check that out.
Yes. And we offer simply free checking accounts and simply free business checking accounts. Right now, when you open up a new checking account, you can get a free basketball cutting board.
Perfect.
Which have been pretty popular.
Yeah,
so we did a football one in the past. We had never done a basketball one. Thought we'd tie it in with March Madness, and it's been going over pretty well.
Just make a note of that for next year.
Yeah. And if you're looking to buy a home, maybe you want to get pre-approved to see what kind of home you can afford. Contact Ben Dalton and Stacy Wilson here at our Rochester branch, or Ryan Austin at our Winnemac branch. They'd be happy to help you and your family with your mortgage lending needs. If you're looking for some commercial lending for your business, contact Zach Reuter at 574-223-1731. Zach's been doing a great job with our commercial lending department, and he'd be happy to help you. And if you're thinking about retiring, want to move over 401k, getting an IRA going, those sorts of things, contact Mark Blueball or Brian Bell of our Financial Services Department for more information on that. And their direct line is 574-223-1705. You can keep up to date with the latest going on at First Federal Savings Bank by liking us on Facebook, following us on X and Instagram at FF Banking. liking us on LinkedIn, and subscribing to our YouTube channel, which you can see an archive of First Federal Radio shows dating back to 2018.
Yeah.
And like I said, that you can keep up with the latest news by doing that. Like, for instance, earlier this week we had to close our Bremen branch for the afternoon due to the construction going on inside.
Okay.
So that was one of the places you could find out about it.
Perfect.
So we are the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We're FDIC insured and an equal housing lender. Our NMLS number is 399927.
That makes us legal.
Makes us
Ready
legal.
for the other fun stuff.
Ready for the meat of the program, and we welcome special guest of the show, Lee Cutting, who's the head professional at Brown Barn Golf Club out in Mill Creek. Morning, Lee.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Hey, thank you for joining me. And you're not a stranger on the show. I think this is the third year in a row we've had you on.
Correct, yep.
So, how many years have you been the head pro now out of Rochester?
So this is my fifth year as the head
Wow.
pro, yep.
Time flies.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's exciting, and happy as ever to be back, and excited about things that are going on with the golf course. So.
Speaking of what's going on at the golf course, how was 2024 overall for the golf course?
2024 actually was great.
Yeah.
From a number standpoint, we actually had the best year that we've had as me being the head pro there.
Great.
And probably the best year that we've had in probably about 15 years. So
Anything you
super
can
exciting.
pinpoint to, or any factors why that might have been? Anything different? Did you do anything different in 2024 than years prior, I should say?
No, I think it's just the growth in the game.
Yep.
Getting people involved and getting them out there. You know more than anybody as far as, from a golf standpoint, how addicting, so to speak, golf can be. So yeah, it's kind of, just getting individuals involved in the game, and once they get out there, they kind of develop that love for the game.
Itch a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a great thing. I think, speaking from a golfer standpoint, it becomes springtime. I think that's what we all look forward to, is getting back out there and, get some swings in. So.
Well, some of it too is the kids, I think, are really growing into it as well.
Absolutely.
With a great youth program that you got, some clinics and stuff, that I think you see the kids, and as they get older, then
and that's key to growing the game of golf and kind of grooming those kids to be growing up in the game and be excited about playing. Yeah, we kind of to piggyback off of that, last year with our kids clinic, we actually broke records. We averaged about 22 to 25 kids per day for the kids clinic. Previous years, last year we averaged 30 to 32 kids per day.
Wow,
which is great.
That's awesome.
But it's also hard to try to manage all those kids at one time. And luckily for me, I had fantastic volunteers that have helped me out throughout that program. Ranging from golf parents to middle school and high school kids to middle school and high school coaches that have volunteered their time to help me out with that program. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Kids getting involved and all the above is helping the game grow. So
the success of the high school teams also doesn't help because maybe some kids get out there with their friends and get that, I know the high school programs have done really well over the last years.
They do, and the kids in the community here truly look up to those kids, as kind of mentors, so to speak, and that's nice for me too because when I do my clinics, I generally have the high school girls and boys come help me with the program, and those kids just love being out there working with those high school kids that they look up to. So it's a fantastic thing.
Any new improvements or additions to the course this year?
The biggest thing this year, we are going to continue. We're on a 5-year plan with our cart paths. We have paved cart paths. We like to try to keep those nice for both the golfers and the maintenance of the course, maintenance of the carts, all the above. So we're going to continue to work on the cart paths. Obvious, plugging and top dressing greens. Actually, my head groundskeeper Anthony Johnson, who does a fantastic job. He is actually working on our waste area bunkers right now, working those up, and just getting those looking really good and more playable for the season. Because waste bunkers sometimes can be tough with the deer running through them and carts driving through them, weeds, all the above. So he's kind of working on that right now to get those back in line and keep those nice for the year. So, but yeah, basic maintenance of the golf course. And I will say, this being my 5th year as the pro, the golf course has gotten not that it was in bad shape when I took over, but the golf course is continually getting better and better each year. And
Last
that's
year was
what
the
we
best
strive for.
I've seen in maybe my whole life, at least in a long, long time.
Yeah, and that makes me super
Yeah,
happy
it
to
was.
hear that
Yeah.
and get that feedback from the community.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, Anthony and his crew do a fantastic job. And our goal from that standpoint is just to put out the best product that we can get to the Rochester community. So, that makes me happy to hear that kind of feedback.
Well, and it was just little things I was noticing last year, like clearing out some shrubbery in the creek and
Sure.
different things. I'm like, from hole 17 box, I can see clear across the whole night's fairway. I mean,
Right, right.
and clean up the tee boxes a little bit. Just little things that can make a big difference, especially to somebody who might not play at Round Barn all the time. Somebody from out of town, or
Sure.
that first impression is key
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
get them back.
Absolutely.
So, speaking with Lee Cutting this morning, the head professional at the Round Barn Golf Club at Mill Creek. Outings are always a big deal. I'm sure you got a calendar full,
We
ready to
do.
go.
We do, yeah. The biggest thing I can tell you, I can't kind of go through every outing from a date standpoint and kind of what the outings represent. But the biggest thing that I can tell you is keep an eye on our Facebook page and roundbarngolfclub.com. Everything is listed on there. I work with Jessica Schaefer from Digital Wolf Media. She does a fantastic job of keeping our website updated on the different events that we have coming up, things like that. So yeah, if there's ever any questions, keep an eye on the website. But I will tell you, yeah, we have our obvious returning ones. We do a lot of outings with the high school for basketball team, football team, wrestling team, all the above. I'm a huge advocate for getting the kids involved and us supporting the area high school. Obviously we have Rochester and Tippy Valley that both play at our course as their home course. So it's huge to me to make sure that we support them in every way that we can. So I help try to support every golf outing that I can for the high school. But we do have some newer ones this year. Actually, the Rochester Parks and Recreation is putting on an outing May 20th of this year. This is kind of their first one. So basically what they're doing is trying to raise extra money for the Parks Department to help beautify Rochester, so to speak. So we have a new board president, Kim Landis. She's working really hard on getting that in line there. And our new mayor, Trent Odell, he's not new now, he's a year in. But let me tell you, a fantastic guy. Like, he loves our community and he wants to see it grow. He's actually holding an outing in August with other Indiana mayors, bringing them into our community. And then he's doing like a first flight and a second flight afternoon and morning thing. And basically he's going to do the morning session for other area mayors or Indiana mayors, and then he's doing an afternoon session for area businesses that want to help support Rochester. So he's getting some great things going there on that end as well with the outing that he's doing. But yeah, like I said, the biggest thing is just keep an eye on the Facebook page, roundbarngolfclub.com, and most of our outings are open to the public. But if there's ever any question, please don't hesitate to call the pro shop either. So,
Lee, I remember as I was growing up too, the golf course Round Barn was known around Indiana. I mean, it was not just we talk about supporting local, but supporting local also means bringing in other people from out of town that will bring them back. Do you see a lot of out-of-towners coming back? I know with COVID and everything there, that kind of slowed down a little bit. Are you seeing an increase of out-of-towners coming back now?
yeah, we really do. And I've talked to people about this before. We get a ton of business from the South Bend area, even southern Michigan. And I think some of that is the fact that our golf course opens March 1st, and 95% of golf courses don't open until April, or weather permitting. But yeah, we tend to open up March 1st, weather permitting, as long as the golf course isn't going to be hindered in the process, then I'm okay with letting people out there. But yeah, absolutely, I think you hit the nail on the head. Just us being able to provide that hospitality for them and give them a nice golf course to play, say March 1 or even later in the year, November, December, we stay open until December 31st. Again, weather tentative. But I think that does help, kind of try to bring other people from other areas. And yeah, I've had nothing but great feedback from those individuals,
Awesome.
and they tend to bring groups of 16 to 24 guys, and with me being the 5th year, I kind of see that pattern of these individuals returning each year, which makes me really excited.
Awesome.
That speaks volumes for our golf course
definitely.
that they keep coming back.
Yeah.
So
I've said for years, I think it's a hidden gem, especially when you're talking about municipal golf courses.
it is. It's truly, it's easy for me to say because I'm obviously a little biased, but I have played many golf courses in my lifetime. I'm 44 years old, and to classify it as a muni, so to speak, or a municipal golf course, it truly is probably one of the nicest municipal golf courses that I've played, in this area or outside of this area. So
It's challenging to any level of golfer.
it is, and I hear that a lot too. You talked about high school golf, years ago, and that's one of the things when I played high school golf. We used to cringe when we had to go to round barn because there's so much water everywhere.
So the front nine, if we had a front nine match, opponents, I hate playing here because there's so much water.
Yep, you're absolutely right. But but the golf course is beautiful. It really is, and it's very aesthetically pleasing. They keep it in great shape. We have a good core group of individuals that play out there, and obviously a fantastic community that supports us. So.
And one other thing I want to hit on with you before we close up the show here, equipment. You do equipment sales, repairs, apparel sales, all that too at the round barn.
I do. I tend to try to keep open accounts with any of the companies. As far as availability for ordering product. I do have demos in the pro shop that if individuals want to come down and hit those, try to see if it's something that they want to get a feel for, and I do have fitting opportunities as well to where if you have a certain head for an iron that you want to swap out for a different shaft, something like that, I have the capability of doing that as well. As far as club repair, we can do grips down there, we do fittings. All the above. So
lessons.
Yeah, lessons, absolutely. Lessons. If you have questions about lessons, please come down to the pro shop. My staff knows how to get a hold of me. They can give you my cell phone number direct. I try to do my best to, work with the individuals and their schedules and try to get that worked out. But absolutely, love to do lessons. Love to see kids growing in the game. So as far as lessons, there are no parameters, so to speak. I've done lessons for 4-year-old children. I've done lessons for 75-year-old seniors, from beginners to people that are semi-pro that just want their golf swing looked at. And I love to do the lesson part. Love to see people grow in the game and be excited to be out there.
And I said that was my last question, but now I got one more real quick. Are you looking for any additional staff? Any help at the golf course?
As of right now, I don't need any help within the pro shop as far as working pro shop hours. However, I do need help cart staff wise. So basically what that would consist of is individuals who would be able to potentially close from 3 in the afternoon till dark during the week, and then have the opportunity to work mornings and evenings on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. The main requirement for that is you have to be 16 and hold a valid driver's license. But yes, we are openly accepting applications as we speak. So I would encourage them to come see me.
It's a great job for any high schooler or kid in college looking for a job. I know I did that.
It is, and let's be honest, like you get paid to go to a golf.
Yeah, there's be a lot of worse places.
Yes.
So
Perfect.
Anything else, Lee, you'd like to plug this morning?
No, just if you have any questions or you want to play some golf, come down and see us around our golf club. We'd love to see you.
Well, thanks, Lee, for everything you do for the course and everything you do for the community.
Absolutely, and thank you for having me.
All right, you can partake in the trivia question as well. Which of these schools has the most Elite Eight appearances? UCLA, Kentucky, Duke, or Michigan State?
I'm going to go with Duke.
Duke?
I think UCLA.
UCLA? It's Kentucky.
Oh.
38.
Both.
Wow. But they don't have the most Final Four appearances.
No.
But they have the most, I mean, they still have a lot.
Right.
But they have the most Elite Eight, 38.
Wow. Okay.
Michigan State was kind of the outlier there. I think they have 14. Still a lot compared to the other three.
Okay.
A little ways behind.
Yeah.
So. We will close.
1 for 3 on basketball. Okay.
Yeah,
2 for 3.
I couldn't let you go on vacation going 3 in a row. So. We'll close with some words of wisdom from Arnold Palmer.
Hmm?
I have a tip that can take 5 strokes off anyone's golf game. It's called an eraser.
Lee, thank you very much. Janet, thank you. Tanner, we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Thanks, Randy.